Hey dear lovely pearls, welcome to my channel, Unpolished Pearl Thoughts. Today we shall learn about a bizarre story titled The Golden Flower. Once upon a time, the land of Assam was ruled by a young king named Raken, who was known for his genuineness, kindness, bravery, and his love for his sister, Princess Rane, his only family. The royal siblings lost their parents at a very young age, but the public adored them. One fine day, as King Raken was leaving the palace for hunting, Princess Rane insisted to come along. Reluctantly, he had to agree. After successfully hunting a deer and a hog, King Raken, along with Princess Rane, got down their chariots to drink water from a stream nearby. As King Raken folded his palms and lifted his hands to drink water, his eyes fell upon a tiny baby snake swimming on his palms. He drew the water away in shock and shouted at Rane to not drink the water from the stream, but Rane had already drunk it. Raken asks her,
"Did you look at the water carefully before you drank it? There was no snake in it, right? Are you all right?"
Rane answers,
"I'm fine, big brother. There's nothing to worry about. The water's clean and tasted sweet."
Was it just my imagination then?
Raken thought. Rane asked him,
"What happened, big brother? Did you not drink the water yet?"
Raken thought.
I can't tell her about it.
So he answers,
"Yeah, I'm fine. Let's hurry back home now. The sun's already setting."
Since then, a very strange period began in the palace, and advisor Rana had to visit the king to tell about the condition of the princess.
"Your Majesty, I think the princess is feeling unwell. She wakes up late and asks for her breakfast to be brought to her bedroom. Then she tells everybody to leave the room. As soon as she is done with her breakfast, she goes back to sleep, then gets up hungry again during lunch and dinner time to repeat the same thing. It's already the 5th day today. Maybe she's still tired from that day we went hunting. I hope so, but I can't help myself from worrying. Advisor Rana, thank you for your concern. If the princess isn't back to her normal self tomorrow as well, then fetch the kingdom's best physicians for treatment. I will also try my best to return as soon as possible from the war. As you command, Your Majesty."
1 week later.
How's the princess now, Advisor Rana? All the physicians say that nothing's wrong with her, but I'm afraid she's still not back to her normal self, Your Majesty. And there's one strange thing I have to intimate you about the princess. Your Majesty, the princess's belly have outgrown the size of a normal belly. The physicians say it's just because she's gained some weight.
Just then, they hear a loud yell of fright coming from the princess's
Rane!
room. They rushes towards Rane's room and finds the princess sleeping.
"Your Majesty, there's a huge snake in the princess's room."
What?
They searched everywhere but couldn't find the snake. The next day, one of the maids again let out a huge cry. Everybody rushed towards the princess's room, and after learning about a huge snake, they searched every nook and corner of the room, but in vain. A rumor soon began to spread about the princess transforming into a snake during meal hours. Even the king learns about the rumors from advisor Rana, and he decides to serve food to Rani himself to learn about the truth behind the snake.
Come on, Rane. I brought your lunch myself today. Let's eat together.
Just leave it there, big brother. I'll eat it myself later on.
But I came here to eat with you.
I'm sorry, big brother, but I'm not hungry yet.
Okay, I'll leave then. But you eat it before the food gets cold.
I will.
King Ragen, who was now really curious about his sister's condition, had made up his mind to know the truth. So, instead of leaving, he hides behind the door to see what will happen. To his horror, he witnesses a snake emerging out of his sister's mouth, and after eating all the meats on the plates, it slides back into the mouth of the princess. The king, shocked and trembling in fear, goes to his advisor and describes everything that happened. The two plots a plan to kill the snake during dinner time. As dinner time arrived, King Raken hid himself under the bed of the princess as planned, and as soon as he hears the first hiss of the snake, King Raken jumps out with his sword in his hand, and in one swing he sent the head of the snake flying to the ceiling with blood splattered all across the room and the king's face. Then, before the princess woke up, the king and his advisor buries the snake in the royal garden. When the princess wakes up from her sleep, she finds her brother in her room and tells him that she saw a huge snake in her dream and that she was really hungry, as if she hasn't eaten anything for ages. King Raken embraces her tightly and calls for the maids to prepare dinner for the princess. The next day, while strolling down the royal garden, King Raken witnesses his sister smiling happily among the lily flowers in full bloom. Suddenly, Rane notices an unusual golden flower behind the white lily bushes. Raken realizes that it was the very place where he buried the snake. He senses a strange aura emitted by the golden flower, so tells his sister to stay away from it. But the princess was so tempted by the yellowish golden color and mysterious fragrance of the flower that she couldn't resist plucking it and putting it to the left side of her hair. Before he could realize what was happening, King Raken unfortunately witnessed his sister turned to a snake with Rani's head. Rani, now in the form of a snake, slithered away into the forest, then to the mountains. King Raken could not do anything this time, but he tried his best to search for his beloved sister, wandering through the Himalayas for the rest of his life. They say that there are still a people or two who witnessed a giant snake with the head of a beautiful woman around the mountains in the Himalayas. There are also tales about people hearing King Raken's tragic cry, shouting the name of his sister Rani out loud during snow-cold nights.